What's good, everybody? It's your man Isolated Amusement. We are bringing you guys something newly released today by PlayerUnknown's himself via IGN, and this is going to be PUBG By The Numbers. So we're starting it off. This is the kills by gun type, and of course the assault rifle is well ahead of everybody else at almost 57.00%, coming in at 56.97%. Shotguns are a distant second, coming at 15.59%, followed by the SMGs at 13.73%, sniper rifles coming in at 8.03%, and pistols at 5.17%, followed lastly by the other class, which is comprised of crossbows and M249s, two not very highly used weapons in this game at 0.51%. So right here, we're going to kick it off. This is going to be the assault rifle kills. Coming in first, of course, the AKM kind of surprised me. I think what's more surprising about this is the gap between the AKM and M16 being almost or exactly 11 million. So the AKM has 114 million kills, the M16A4 103 million kills, the M416 90.9 million kills, the Scar L 90.7 million kills. Followed lastly by the Groza with 944,000 kills, which makes a lot of sense. The Groza was a late addition to the game. It's a crate-only weapon, so it makes sense that it is such a low number. Still didn't realize it was not even a million kills at this point in the game. So we're going to be moving on to the shotguns. The shotguns, nothing real surprising here. You have the pump action with 56.3 million kills. What kind of surprised me is the gap between first and second in the shotguns. The S12K is the second with almost 27 million, 26.9 million to be exact, and the double barrel with 26.2 million. So the S12K and double barrel are very close, but there's a huge gap between second and first. Now we're going to be moving on to the SMGs. The SMGs, of course, I'm sure all of you could have guessed the UMP9, which is an absolute god gun in this game with 62.2 million kills. Huge gap between the UMP and the Micro Uzi. Almost 3 times the amount of kills the UMP has than the Micro Uzi. The Micro Uzi does have 24.5 million kills, followed by the Vector at 9.16 million kills, and the Tommy gun, another gun that is a crate-only weapon, at 617,268 kills. So not much surprise in the SMG right there. But we are moving on to the sniper rifles. The sniper rifles kind of surprised me. I think what was more surprising is the gap the SKS had on the Kar 98. I thought it would be a much closer than a 6.5 million kill difference. The SKS has 27.1 million, whereas the Kar 98 has 20.7 million. Followed by the VSS, which was a crate weapon at one point, at 3.08 million, AWM and M24 at 2.73 million and 2.72 million respectively. Which that makes sense because they are both crate weapons that are highly desirable, but it makes sense that they are still so low. With that, we are moving on to the pistols. The pistols, you have the P1911 at 15.8 million kills and the P92 at 15.6 million kills, which makes sense. It just really is what you manage to pick up first. If I manage to see the P92 early game, I'm going to pick that up. If I see the P1911, I'm going to pick it up. I really don't care about my pistol. The only pistol I really do like is the Glock, which is in 4th place on this. The revolver comes in 3rd with 4.39 million kills, which makes sense. It takes a lot longer to reload. The Glock, or the P18C, has 555,000 kills. Also makes sense because it was another late addition to the game, came in the same time as the Groza. So here we are moving on to the others category, and this involves the M249 and the crossbow. Makes sense because the M249 is a crate-only weapon, so it has 2.27 million kills, so not very high. It's also not the go-to crate weapon. Most people, when they're going, want the Groza or some sort of sniper rifle. And the crossbow, honestly, kind of surprised the crossbow has 1.33 million kills. That really did surprise me. I mean, it's an absolute lethal weapon. You hit them and they are down. There's nothing in between. So right here, this is the total deaths. And this is a chart. Show you guys, of course, the guns are going to have the most kills in the game with 703 million kills. The vehicles come in second with 147 million kills. Grenades with 94.1 million kills. Melees with 12 million, and the zone has 9.73 million kills. So that right there, a nice little representation to show you guys what people die by in this game. And right here, it's going to break it down even further. We're going to break down that chart by each class. So death by vehicle, of course, being hit by the vehicle has done the most. I mean, you're talking like 95% right here. You've had 138 million hit by vehicle, whereas you've only had 9.33 million people killed by vehicle explosions, which makes sense. It's much easier to run a guy over with a car than it is to explode their vehicle. The next one we're going to break down is the death by grenades, which I'm a little surprised with. I honestly don't see Molotov kills very often. I thought frags would be much higher, but right now it is like a 75-25 split, with frags having 70.7 million kills, whereas the Molotov has 23.3 million kills. The next one we are moving on to is the death by zone, which this one kind of did surprise me. It really did surprise me, because the blue zone and red zone is like a 55-45 split, I would say. It's somewhere in that number. And I have died by the blue zone many more times than I have died by the red zone. And usually it's because it's a late game scenario, you're hurt or you're running and you just don't have the meds. But for this to be the blue zone killing you at 5.4 million compared to the red zone bombing zone killing you at 4.32 million, really did catch me off guard there. I expected it to be more of like a 40-60 split or maybe 35-65 split. So that was one that kind of threw me for a loop right there. And this is absolutely crazy. The longest kill in Battlegrounds. Someone shot from Stahlberg to Primorsk. Just think about this. Look at this map. 6,766 meters. Someone got a shot. I don't know if this was a choreographed shot or how they even managed to see them. Obviously, it must have been like an AWM with a 15-time scope, but I don't even know if you can see that far. That is one thing I'm going to have to test out and try to get a 15-time scope and even see if you can see that far, because I just don't think you can, and I don't know how they hit it. That's why I think this must have been a choreographed shot. Someone must have been in Stahlberg shooting at Primorsk, and he must have been, you shot 10 meters to my left, so adjust. But even at that, that is one hell of a shot to be able to adjust and be able to hit them and kill them. I don't care if it was choreographed or not. Props to the man on hitting a 6,700 meter shot. Think about that. Almost 7 of those yellow squares this man shot from and hit another person to kill them. I don't care if it was choreographed, if it was, organic, how he managed to get that kill. That is one hell of a marksman, and I would take him on my team any day of the week. So this is a pretty cool 2 charts right here. So as players have traveled, and this I believe is 2,307,042,079,214. I don't know how the hell I just read that off the spot. I have not rehearsed this at all. I just looked at the number and kind of took a guess, and I was right. So 2 trillion meters, which the chart shows us is from Earth to Saturn and back. Just try to comprehend that. The players in PUBG have taken so much time and dedication and ran so much and driven so much that total meters traveled by boat, by vehicle, and by foot is enough to walk from Earth to Saturn and back. Just think about how big the universe is. It is absolutely mind-boggling to me how much time and effort has been put into this game. And I am not putting anybody down, because I am one of those people who has not been able to put this game down since its release back in March. So this one kind of threw me for a loop. I thought the vehicles would be higher. The amount of traveled on foot compared to vehicles on foot is 1.2 billion kilometers, and on vehicle is 1 billion kilometers. So we got 200 million kilometers difference. Which, think about that. That is one of those big yellow squares. 200 million difference. I prefer vehicles, and I usually use them early game to get to the circle like everybody else does in this game. And I'm usually traveling a much longer distance than on foot. So that's why I kind of thought vehicle would have the slight edge. I honestly could see these flipped, and it wouldn't really be a difference to me. I thought the vehicles were going to have the lead here, but foot takes a 200 million kilometer lead at this point in the game. So there has been 10,255,021 games played at the release of these images, which is pretty crazy. I mean, that is a lot of man hours put into this game, as you guys have seen from some of these other ones. It just shows you guys how addicting PUBG is at this moment. That being said, with that many games played, think how many chicken dinners. Right here, the chicken dinners. We could have probably ended world hunger. 10,255 tons of chicken dinners. Think about the amount of chicken that is. I mean, 2,000 pounds is in a ton. So you're talking like 23 or 24,000 pounds of chicken. That is a lot of chicken dinners. Think how many people we could have fed if the PUBG community came together and had a chicken dinner feast. It is absolutely mind-boggling. 1 in 6,000 people won a chicken dinner on their first game, and you guys saw it on my channel. My first solo game I won. That was my first game in any type of gameplay in any server. So I am one of the 6,000 that won a chicken dinner on their first gameplay. And just to put that into perspective, 1 in 3,000 people are struck by lightning. So you have half the chance of getting struck by lightning than winning a chicken dinner. So it is a very rare feat. You have to think about it. This game has about 500,000 people playing concurrently every day and over 1 million downloads through Steam. So not very many people won on their first try, let alone get win streaks. So just take that into perspective. I hope you guys really did enjoy this episode, whatever you want to call this, just this little segment of stats about PUBG, the game that we really all love. Make sure you guys check out the link below. I'm going to link the Imgur that we got all these stats from. Shout out to them for releasing it. Shout out to IGN for some crazy stats. Make sure you guys look down in the description. I have the link to all my social medias, also my Discord. Make sure you guys stop by. If you're not in the Discord already, that is going to be the easiest way to be a part of my channel and watch the growth, hopefully, I experience as a YouTuber. And I hope you guys really did enjoy this episode, whatever you want to call this little stats episode. And if there's something that you guys definitely see I can improve on, let me know, because I'm here to improve daily and I want to have feedback. And until next time, guys, I'm out.